Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a lovely day so far. So today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different to normal. It's something I've never really spoken about on my YouTube channel so far, or on social media at that. We're going to be talking about hair removal, as you can see by the title. So I personally have never actually, until yesterday, had never actually waxed my legs myself. I had gotten a wax once before, but I'd never actually waxed my legs myself, and I really wanted to give it a go. So when NADS actually approached me about doing this video with them, I really wanted to give it a try because I thought it would kind of be like a fun experience to see how it went, see if I could actually do it myself, and I wanted to share with you guys what the experience was like. So I yesterday attempted to wax my legs for the first time by myself, and it was kind of like really exhilarating. So after my experience yesterday, I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a review of my waxing experience from home. I'll show you how I did it. I filmed it. It was the funniest thing I've ever filmed. I had like a whole camera set up in my bathroom around my bathtub. But yeah, I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a review of my whole experience using the wax strips. So obviously there are a lot of different methods for hair removal. Everyone has their favorite method. There's the classic waxing, there's the old shaver, there is epilators, there is laser. You've basically got a whole different range of things to try when it comes to hair removal, but I have always been so intrigued by waxing because there's a lot of things that I do actually really enjoy about waxing. Not necessarily the waxing process, because yes, it does hurt a little bit, but what I do love about getting a wax is that, first of all, the hair is gone for so long. I think especially coming into the winter months now, it's just like a lot of effort to shave your legs and moisturize your legs, and it can get a bit like irritating when you're going to put jeans on top of freshly shaved legs. So I think that getting a wax, because it can last for up to 8 weeks, that is like amazing, because you've got like a long period of time where your legs are going to be smooth, so you kind of just don't have to worry about anything for a while. So it's really good in that sense. I also really love the exfoliating factor of getting a wax because it gets all of the dead skin cells off your skin and just away. So your legs are really, really smooth, or whatever body part you're waxing is very, very smooth. And it just seems to be like a clean way to do it. So NADS have actually come out with these brand new ultra smoothing exfoliating wax strips. So they're actually 2-in-1. So one side of the strip is an exfoliator and the other side is the wax. So it actually worked really, really well. Like, I wish I could have that, just strips of that fabric all the time, because it actually genuinely worked really, really well. It was just sort of like a smooth sort of sandpaper sort of feel, and it just really felt like it was doing the job in getting those dead skin cells away. Because when you're waxing, the first step is to exfoliate. It's really important, because when you're pulling away the wax strip, you want to be pulling away just hair. You don't want to be pulling away all the dead skin cells, because if the dead skin cells end up sticking to the wax, then you're not really going to get much more use of that wax strip. So if you can kill two birds with one stone, I think that is so nifty. I thought that was a great idea. So I really enjoyed it in that sense. The actual process, the funny thing was, I was actually avoiding this all day yesterday. I knew I had to do it, I knew I really wanted to do it and give it a try, but I was sort of just like putting it off until like the late afternoon. It's like when you go to get a needle, or you have, like, you're going overseas and you need to get shots before you get over there, and you'll leave it till literally the last minute before you will go and get those shots, because you're just like avoiding pain at all costs. But the funny thing was, I wish so much, I wish they had like a camera pointing to my face when I pulled that first strip off, because I was kind of just like, just breathe, just pull it off, it'll be fine. And when I did it, I literally like yelped. I was so shocked. It was like a shock scream, and then I kind of was just like, that wasn't that bad. And then you actually look at the strip and you see all the hair there, and it's just the most satisfying feeling to know that like it's gone from the root. Like, it's going to take a long time to get back. It was like when you watch Dr. Pimple Popper. It was just so satisfying. So now just a quick little demo for you guys. You first of all want to make sure that your hair is probably about 2 weeks old. You've been growing it for about 2 weeks. It is so difficult to resist shaving it off, but trust me, it is so worth it. And then you're going to take your wax strip and you're going to rub quite briskly to make sure that the wax inside warms up. Very, very slowly, then separate the double strip into 2 individual strips. And then place that on your leg, rubbing in a downward motion in the direction of the hair to make sure that the wax is stuck in place. And then it's time to take a massive breath, grab the wax strip and pull in the opposite direction of the hair really, really fast. Just do it. Ow. Oh my god! You can also use your strips repeatedly simply by folding them in half so that the wax is in contact and rubbing them together like you did originally, then pulling them apart slowly, and that makes the wax nice and warm, ready to go again. Ow. In the end, pain factor actually wasn't that high at all. It's sort of just like the same pain as when you're like plucking your eyebrows. It's bearable. The only parts where it was like a little bit much was around the ankles, but it actually wasn't that bad at all. I was a little bit worried that maybe I would get a little bit of like redness afterwards, or my skin might get irritated from the waxing, which it totally didn't. The NADS box actually came with some oil wipes that was supposed to be calming at the end of the wax, and it totally was, and I felt really smooth and shiny and moisturized afterwards. So that was a really good end to the waxing experience. It felt really calming. I think the only downside to my experience was that it was quite time consuming. It took me about half an hour to wax my legs. But I think that if it's going to last you for about 8 weeks, it's kind of worth it. If you were going to be, say, shaving your legs throughout those 8 weeks, you would have been shaving them a lot, so every like 4 or 5 days, unless you like to roll with the hairy legs, which I know sometimes I do. So I do kind of feel like it was worth spending half an hour on a waxing session versus having to shave my legs every, say, 5 days for 8 weeks, when it's gonna like last me for a long time and I just really don't have to worry about anything after that. So I do feel like even though it was time consuming, it is worth it in the long run. It saves you time in the long run. I thought the pain was going to be a negative aspect, but to be honest, the pain wasn't that bad at all. I ended up chopping up some of my wax strips a little bit and using them on like places like my fingers and my toes. Like, I don't know if you guys have that, but I find that I get a little bit of hair on my fingers and my toes, and that was really handy. So now I know I don't need to worry about that for a while. Would I wax from home with these strips again? I'll be honest with you, before I had actually used them, I was thinking that this was going to be the only time I use them and I probably would never wax from home again, but after actually experiencing it, I feel like I would. I feel like as it's coming into winter now, I don't really want to have to think about the hair removal process that often. I don't really have my legs out that much, but I still want to have smooth legs because it makes me feel good about myself, and it makes me like feel comfortable to like snuggle up at night to my boyfriend and like not worry about having a forest downstairs. I am very excited to see how long this lasts. I'm hoping it's going to last me 6 to 8 weeks. Fingers crossed, because that would be amazing. But yeah, so I think I would wax again. I think my experience using these strips were actually really good. My favorite part of them was the exfoliating, because now I just feel so smooth and like there's no dead skin on me. Would I recommend them to a friend? I definitely would. I think the exfoliating factor to these wax strips are like really good. I think it's a really nifty idea to have the 2-in-1 aspect, because you definitely need to exfoliate before you wax. So if you can combine them into the same product, then it makes perfect sense. Now I really want to hear from you guys about your experiences with hair removal. What is your favorite method of hair removal? I would love to hear, because I think that people don't really talk about it enough. Like, it's something that we all do all the time, but like it's sort of like a taboo. We're supposed to be these glamorous ladies who don't actually have any hair anywhere. We're meant to be like hairless goddesses, but in actual fact we're often quite spiky and hairy all over the place because we're trying to maintain it, and it's just unrealistic. So I want to hear like your stories about, you know, maybe like your first time waxing, or if you use different hair removal method. I want to hear your stories down below in the comments. Let's create a little conversation space. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you guys very soon with another video. And I really hope you enjoyed this sort of review style video, because I don't really do many reviews, but I think I might start doing some. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Goodbye. I didn't even know that I had remnants of fake tan on my skin until it was gone. Oh my gosh, I thought that was gonna hurt so much more than it did too. I like. This is so gross, but this is a very successful wax strip. Damn.